Hi, Virgo North Node. Welcome. Welcome back, and welcome to anyone who has not come across my channel yet. My name is Melissa. I hope everyone is maintaining some sort of peace, connection, faith during these challenging times. If you have not seen my North Node readings, the intention that I said is these are quarterly, okay? But if you come across them and it's after like the first quarter of the year and it seems to resonate for you, then it's for you. Trust your intuition. If it doesn't resonate for you, then it's not for you. But please set your intention that you will receive a message. The beginning of the reading, I will look at overarching themes, if you will, utilizing the Oracle deck, the Wild Unknown Archetypes from Kim Kranz, and also the Oracle deck Wisdom of the Oracle from Colette Baron Reed. If you don't care to listen to me read from the guidebooks, then you want to just slip straight to the tarot reading, I will have timestamps in the description box below, as well as any other thing that pops up that I think might be of use or value to you. Sometimes songs pop in my head, or different little things, and I try to link those down in the description box as well. So with that, let's move into the reading. Okay, so the cards that came out from the Wild Unknown deck. We have the King. Okay, that was the first card that came out. We have the Ocean. Okay. And we have the Mountain. So very interesting story theme already being set up right now. From the Wisdom of the Oracle, I'll just go ahead and show you in case you want to skip ahead. You can just get these initial messages. We have co-create, okay, 40. I do have a sense that this is about you creating stability in your life. And then we have leg up in the protection position, okay? And the bottom of the deck in the protection position is the Fates, okay? So creating stability, resisting and avoiding that South Node tendency to, which is Piscean, to avoid daily tasks or necessary action steps to create the world that you want, avoiding avoidance, avoiding escapism, that kind of thing. But let's get started reading these. Again, if you want to skip to the tarot, the timestamps will be below here. Okay, so for the King, we have the ruler, the commander, the emperor. When in light, benevolence, divine leadership, service, and nobility, and when dark, oppression, misuse of power, and corruption. Obviously, we're dealing with these things in our world right now. However, if this is a theme running in your own life, you'll want to pay attention. If our lives are imagined as a kingdom containing the entire spectrum of the human experience, the king presides over it all. Through the lens of the king, we assess the state of our land, make decisions, and rule accordingly. Okay? Therefore, the king must be thoroughly and regularly vetted so as to avoid corruption. Now, my assumption is you are the king of your own life, right? And you are the king who decides how to rule your land, which is your life, your 100 years. And what have you learned up to this point? Recognize the dual nature of the king. He is either seated in benevolence and strength, guiding you towards peace, or he is oppressing the weak out of a need for control. There is not much middle ground. Some think of the king as the ultimate expression of the ego, yet the great kings of mythology and history serve from an egoless place. They take their throne with grace and humility, Knowing the divine uses them as a channel to help to heal deep and long-standing discrepancies in the kingdom. You know, perhaps even just in your family life, right? You may have a certain level of power. Maybe you're a parent, or you're in a dynamic in your relationship where maybe you're the major breadwinner and you've got the power. And for instance, maybe there's something in your past where you have felt that you didn't have control, and so you struggle really hard to maintain that sense of control over that particular issue, and it could be creating issues in your home, your relationships, those kinds of things. Or maybe this is just talking about, how are you experiencing the world right now? And are you willing to be of service to those that you lead? Are you a boss? Are you the patriarch, the matriarch, the one in control? How do you wield your power over yourself, over your life, and then over others? Okay. The ocean card, the unconscious, the depths, the incomprehensible. The power of the ocean is unmatched. To step into its salty waters is to step into the unknown. By its sheer volume, the ocean represents the unconscious, all that is beyond our understanding. We cannot live within the ocean. We cannot claim it, manage it, or own it. It rejects our every attempt to dominate nature. Yet amid its overwhelming power, it calls to us, inspires us, and invigorates our life on land. It dissolves the little us into the big us. The energy of the ocean is present. When the energy of the ocean is present, there is change stirring that is beyond any change you've known before. So this is big movement, big change, perhaps a sense of instability. And it's important to understand, again, where you have control, where you don't have control. The ego, everything you've known about yourself, or you've told yourself about yourself, and how you are in control, we'll just say, it must dissolve. The saline swells work on your very cells, your fibers, your deepest underlying beliefs. Like Aphrodite, we rise from the ocean's froth a new being. Life is change. Let the waves crash. Allow the emotions to come. Allow the fears. Ride the waves. Be with it. Try not to attempt to control it. What is happening? When in light, deeper than deep, big dreams and discovery. When dark, subsumed, drowned, polluted, and unpredictable. Okay. So then we have the mountain, the ancient, the peak, and the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us toward its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, I don't know what that word is, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience, yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. I feel like this is a time for you to push beyond anything you've ever known about yourself or the world, and to use maybe what is happening around you in your little world or in the greater world to push you to your highest self. In the highest perspective, spiritually, if you will. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. So I am hearing it's the climb. I'll post that in the description box. Always going to be another mountain. Always going to be another something. Doesn't matter how fast we get there or what's waiting on the other side, it's the climb. Okay. When in light, grounded in the eternal, steadfast, uplifting, and when dark, ominous, daunting, isolating, and frigid. Okay. Put these here, and then from Wisdom of the Oracle, the first card that came up was co-create. So again, this co-creating, this, you are in control, but what are you in control of? Creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, and manifestation. You may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, your beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. I just am getting, this is about creating from a space of wisdom, but also from, what has come before, but also from, what number is this? Okay, 40, creating stability. But also from divine inspiration and seeds that you have planted. You have to understand that the seeds that you plant through your thoughts and your intentions, even though you may be saying something different or acting in a different way, if you're behaving from a space of fear and not like higher intentions of love or service, community, connection, the outcome is most likely going to be a result of the fear and more of the shadow elements, I think, of what we read from the other deck. Makes sense? And a leg up. So 34 also resonates with 7. Again, that's for me, 7 is always about potential, and the potential is about spiritual growth or stagnation, or what direction will you choose to move in along your soul path. For me, 7 is more of the actions that impact us. I'll just say on the spiritual plane. Okay. It's in the protection position. So we have, are you always insisting on doing everything yourself? Do you have little faith? Little faith that help will come, convinced that the burden of the world is doomed to remain on your shoulders. Your beliefs are going Your beliefs about going it alone need to be discarded as they do not serve you at all. Let others help you. Yes, it will make you feel vulnerable to admit you need a helping hand, but to be vulnerable is good, for you have a lesson to learn. You must let someone else assist, that you can't do life all by yourself. Once you shift your expectations, you'll be amazed at how quickly help arrives to give you a leg up. Hugely important for your path, right? That we're not in that victim, martyr mentality of the Pisces South Node. And then Fates was also in the protection position. Okay. I'll go ahead and read that. 17. Yeah. It is difficult to understand why painful things happen to good people. Fate is a mystery after all, yet what we do with our circumstances, the way in which we respond to life's challenges, is how we rise up to greet our destiny. Now is one of those times to be aware of your powerlessness to change certain situations and surrender to acceptance, which is what those first 3 cards I think were alluding to. Hang in there. Life will only get better. Act as if you believe that, for the only thing you can control right now is your attitude, thoughts, and intentions. When you align with the fates, being mindful of what you can and cannot change, serenity will come. Okay, so I'm going to leave these cards out so I can be reminded of what we're looking at here. As the cards come out. Okay, so let's start the tarot reading. And again, I've shuffled one more time in front of you. I've already pre-shuffled and cleansed these decks very well. Okay, what are your current challenges? North Node, Virgo North Node. Okay, Queen of Cups. Setting those intentions. What are you focused on? Are you being too focused to the point of I don't want to say delusion. What I want to say is, are you being driven by your emotions, emotionality, what you want, what your intentions were and have always been, as opposed to how life is showing up right now? Pay attention to whether you're being extremely rigid, yeah, I'm going to say yeah, or as these changes are moving through this ocean, if it feels like you're out on really, rough waters, and the changes that you're going through, the challenges that you're going through feel like, they might topple you over. Are you getting carried away by that, or are you able to ground yourself on land, making sure that you're taking action steps, whether it's being mindful, being aware of the thoughts that are maybe even adding to the actual real challenges and changes that you're facing. But sometimes, we can get our mindset into like, it's all over, woe is me, this isn't fair, why is this happening, this shouldn't be happening, how could it happen? Oh wow. Yeah, okay, so these 2 cards, this was the first one at the bottom of the deck, and this one was right underneath it. Okay, So it could be, negative beliefs, something that you have been obsessing over, trying to control, trying to dominate, that you have to let go of. Okay, that's the challenge that's presenting itself. But how do you let go of it? You, instead of trying to control out externally, work to control, integrate, be aware of what is happening internally. Again, with the thoughts that you have, with what is driving you, what are your intentions? Okay. So we have like blue, heavy blue color here, like emotionality, watery energy with action and fire, Leo energy, strength, yellow, the will. This is action, the mountain in the back, right? Okay. So those are the current challenges. What are the current strengths present for Virgo North Node? Current strengths for Virgo North Node. It's interesting. And okay, just make sure no others flipped over. Okay. Well, Virgo, it looks like you are. Okay. So what came out first was this card. Okay, Two of Pentacles. And then 10 of Swords. This card doesn't look too great, does it? Why would this be a strength? I mean, this is dead. Something is dead, done, over, gone. There's no more need to worry about it. There's no more anxiety over what to do. 9 of Swords. We're at 10 of Swords now. And once you can accept that this thing has happened, this thing is done, this thing is over, cooked, burnt, toast, now you can move into true a true new direction, or empowered rather than a frustrated sense of movement, right? Like anytime that we're fighting against what is, we're burning all of our energy in frustration, kicking and screaming against it, right? Kicking, screaming, fighting, acting like a little bird who doesn't understand that that's a mirror right there, that that's glass, that isn't water. And every time you crash into it saying, no, that's water, it looks like water to me, looks like a lake to me, you're going to bonk your head until you knock yourself out. And this requires so much energy. But what if you could accept what is, what has happened, what is dead, what is gone? Now you can take that energy and say, okay, so now what? Now what? Now, 7, Chariot. Now, where do I want to drive my chariot? Now, where am I going? Now, which direction will I move? Right? These guys are like static. They're not moving yet. He has come through something. This being has come through something. He's come through the cities. He's a warrior. He's bedazzled with, his belts and his armor and his star crown on his head. I mean, he's been through something, but he's got to be very intentional in which direction now that he wants to take his cart, having gone through what he has gone through. And he knows he's capable of it. And underneath that is the Six of Swords, okay? Moving into calmer waters, moving in, away from the energy of change and conflict. It's the capability, if you want to move into a more stable scene, right? I mean, they're on water. Then it's up to you. And who are you? Are you the person here that is helping these people to move it to safety and calmer shores? Or are you the people here that have allowed someone to help you? Bottom of the deck, energy that moves from the past into the present and then into the future, okay? So the strengths here are potentially being able to balance, being able to juggle, maybe a couple different elements, choices, decisions, in your life. No, not decisions. What do I want to say? Ideas, maybe, is more what I want to say. Being able to be present with the emotions, being able to acknowledge that they're there rather than run away from them in the midst of, this very challenging, it looks like a very challenging time. And I think having maybe this understanding that once, if I can accept, what is, then I can move into the next chapter. I can start the healing process. And this is not normal, I don't think, for these two cards to come together, what I'm about to say, but what I'm feeling and kind of hearing is, and I am able to be in a space of give and take. Or I'm willing to do the work necessary. Right? I mean, because he could easily put one of these down and he doesn't have to be the juggling jester. I think he's willing to do whatever is necessary. To get through this time. And one of your cards said something about, asking for help. Are you willing? Yeah, are you willing, to do that? I don't know, could be going through a divorce. Okay. What to let go of? What tendencies for North Node? Virgo North Node. I keep saying that, to let go of. Okay, so Death card is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, that's Scorpio. Woo! Ace of Wands. Now, why would this be a tendency to let go of? Ace of Wands. So we've got the Death card at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio, and then Ace of Pentacles beneath that. Maybe it's just not time to rush into anything brand new, not necessarily time to, just because you have an idea or inspiration, it doesn't necessarily mean it's time to like act on it just because it's kind of there. It's more important to kind of play with it a little bit, juggle around with the ideas. Oh yeah, I said that earlier, the ideas, right? Rather than just go with it because it feels good, or it's presenting itself, whatever that is. Something shiny and new and seemingly exciting, making you excited maybe. It's not time. It's not time for that. It's not time to just kind of go, act from, fantasy land. I'll get let's get a clarifier. Whoa, oh, that was fast. All these, no, I am not taking all of these cards. Okay, so bottom deck, 5 of Cups. Okay, so we're grieving, we're sad. 10 of Cups. So interesting. I mean, ordinarily you see these two cards and you'd be like, wow, right? But this is, it just seems like this is not the time to be led away from the process of letting go, of the ending of something that needs to be dealt with. It needs to be grieved. It needs to be handled like an adult, with compassion for yourself and for something's coming to an end. Like, it's done, but it's not time to just go into the very next thing, right? You might end up in the fire, jumping from the frying pan into the fire. It's not the time for that. It's the time for you to be present and do the work necessary, going within, setting your intentions, healing, being with yourself, acting in service to others. Okay. Something may be looking kind of fantabulous, and Spirit is calling you to act from a wiser space as you move through this. Okay, and what to focus on to, you know, so for this placement, what to focus on, I say what to focus on to help the collective. What I mean is if you are focusing on your highest, best self along your North Node path, then you already necessarily are going to be helping the rest, the collective to grow or to bring your gifts and talents, purpose, meaning into the collective experience, right? Okay, so what to focus on for Virgo North Node? Virgo North Node, need to focus on to help the collective. That could help the collective. Virgo North Node. Man, this card's gotten heavy. Okay, bottom of the deck is Page of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. All these cards came out. Well, that's okay. They tell a story. Okay. Well, you got 5 of Wands first. Seven of Swords. Second. Judgment. Two of Wands. And 3 of Wands. Right? With the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So you may have received an offer. That may be what this is all about. You may have received an offer that has created some internal conflict, or maybe is the instigator of this change. Maybe it is the instigator of whatever this storm is. Or it could be that in order to get out of the storm, you're contemplating an offer. It's creating like internal conflict. It could be in conflict with other people around you, but it's not like super nefarious, super caustic necessarily. If it's with others, it may just be like a lot of different voices. It could be just a lot of different voices in your own head, right? Like the committee. You know, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? But if we're saying that we're going to focus on this, I think this is really asking you to be very clear in setting being clear with your own integrity, being clear in setting boundaries, in saying and doing, in doing what you say you're going to do. Say what you mean what you say. You know, I think I'll just leave it at that. You know, move in integrity. Okay. So that when do I want to call this karma? When it's time that you will know and understand that you have done and made the best choices that you could. And that time will judge you fairly, justly, that you'll have a new beginning, a joyous new start. Because whatever you put out there is going to come back to you. Whatever action steps that you take, whatever choices that you make, whatever intentions that you set, whatever dreams that you have, whatever you put out there now is so strong that you can expect that it will return to you. Be patient. Have faith. Have faith in new beginnings. Have faith that you will heal. Have faith that you will rise again. Have faith. Envision it. I don't know. Maybe are you kind of thinking about traveling? Are you thinking about crossing mountains and oceans? Kind of interesting. All right, let's look at what the potential blocks are here. Are you maybe even waiting for someone from afar? I mean, I'm getting a little specific and I would rather not do that, but okay. Just kind of saw right there. Okay. Potential block. Well, we got miracle. And we got recovery. Do you believe in miracles? Will you allow yourself to believe in miracles? Will you allow yourself, see what I was looking at here? These two, he's looking towards judgment. And I'm saying have faith, believe in new beginnings, right? Do you? Do you believe in miracles? It appears that maybe, you hold the key to recovery, and are you aware of that? Do you acknowledge that? Bottom of the deck is renewal. But okay, everything, right, exists on a continuum. So we've got positives and negatives to everything. So if we're going to look at miracle, let's see. And that is in your solar plexus chakra. So, oh, whoa. All right, look, okay, it says integrity is what turns on the light. How many times did I say integrity? Interesting. I'm not going to read the legend, but the very first sentence, it says, Darkville is a town of self-centered people. This is not the time for being self-centered. Inspiration, do you let someone in or do you pretend not to see them? You cannot shut out pain without shutting out pleasure. Kindness exists to lend magic to integrity. Personal inquiry, the essence of inspiration is integrity. Can I be counted on? The essence of inspiration is integrity. Can I be counted on? Right. Do what you say and say what you mean. Being a key idea is being a light, lighting the way for others, coming miracles, integrity, gifts, and reward. Okay. Wow. And recovery. Pain from our past unlocks the door of understanding. Inspiration. Once the key has been used to open the door, you will have a new way of living, one without keys. Where you are heading, there are no locks. Personal inquiry. It is time to recover a part of me that has been dormant. Am I ready to live an inspired future? Key ideas. Facing fears. Wounding is strength. Courage to face pain. Awakening greatness. And keywords. Genuineness, regeneration, and understanding. So the potential blocks here, right, are not living in integrity, not being willing to face your fears, not willing to be able to be where you are, not willing to go through the difficult times, not willing to heal those wounds. I don't know what, I feel like I talked about that earlier. I don't know where, but you know, those would be the potential blocks for you getting to this new life, a new sense of healing, a do-over, if you will. Okay? And highest possible outcome. Highest possible outcome for Virgo, North Node. People, Virgo, North Node. Highest possible outcome. Highest possible outcome. Okay, well, you got the Chariot again. Being able to drive that bus, baby. Oh, wow. King of Cups. Are you kidding? So it's integrating that South Node, that Piscean, you know, very in tune with, very in touch with, very nurturing, very kind, very emotional but stable. He's not her. You know, she's just pure emotion. I mean, her gown is like water. It's all one, right? She's very intense, but she can also get carried away. You know, he's stable. He's stable with all of the waves crashing all over the place and this big giant fish back here jumping out, and no. His throne sits safe and secure. He's got one little toe in the water. You know, I'm not removed from my feelings, but I can offer stability. I can offer comfort. I can offer my cup. I can lead with compassion for, you know, my community, for, you know, it's just very, it's the ability to integrate your South Node, which is Pisces, to the things that you are bringing forth in your North Node, or the things that you're working towards in your North Node, you know, being of service to others. But also, interestingly, is you have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So maybe bringing in a real loving, oh, and then the Chariot relates to Cancer. So maybe bringing in a very loving, devoted, happy home full of love, Cancer energy, healing, maybe even the mother wound. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. But you are the king. Okay. You are the king. King energy. Okay, we're not looking at genders. And then the final message is from the Archangel Metatron deck, Self-Mastery Oracle deck from Amanda Ellis. Final message for Virgo North Node. Angel Metatron for Virgo North Node. Oh, whoa, no. I'm not taking all that. Guys, a lot of times if there's this giant stack of cards, I will not take them. It's just too much for time. It's too much just all over the place. But I just rest assured the right card always comes out. Okay, just rest assured the right card always comes out. Air. Wow. Fly free. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, look, we've got that gem from the mountain. Purity and innocence. I will read. Okay, this is 13. Fly free. Remember that Scorpio card, the death card, is also 13. So let's see. What do we have to let die? Maybe what happens. Let's see if they're related here. Breathe in the air today and really feel it expanding your lungs. With every breath in and out, you're given the chance to renew and replenish your body, getting rid of old, stale energy within and accessing deep breaths of pure air. Open windows to renew the air you breathe in your homes and offices, particularly if there have been arguments, illness, or stress of any description. The air elementals will come in to clear, transmute, a good word for the death card, and purify all spaces that need their attention. They can get into every corner and place that needs their light, fluid energy. Maybe, too, you have been feeling heavy or weighted down by the pressure and stress of life. You're reminded of the benefits of getting out into fresh air to bring color to your cheeks and new energy to your body, and to enjoy the natural sunlight available even on the cloudiest of days. So often we can get bogged down by daily life, yet you should find time today to spend a moment outside, lie down on the soft grass, or climb a hill to look up at the skies as you did as a child. Look for angel messages, spiritual messages, looking at the clouds. She talks about notice the birds flying freely with grace and speed, riding the currents of air as the dolphin rides the waves of the ocean. The call of the seagull over the sea, reminding you of beaches, hot sunny days, and holiday time is healing also. Yeah, I mean, well, I was looking at this. I kind of was feeling that, like maybe travel or doing something, even dreaming of travel or distant shores, something. Watch how the birds soar upward, reminding you that you can do this too. Don't limit the height of your ambitions and dreams. There is no ceiling other than that which you impose on yourself. Set your sights higher and further and feel free to do so. Sometimes all that is needed is a fresh look at situations that seem impossible. Believe in miracles. Believe in yourself. With the help of air combined with the power of mind and heart, real breakthroughs can happen. The octahedron depicted on the card as a sacred shape linked to the element of air, and it helps us integrate air into our hearts and to heal that which feels constricted or blocked. This may be feelings that have been pushed aside that need to be brought into the air for release and healing or manifestation. Okay, Virgo North Node, I hope that you receive the messages that you need. And please just take a second to hit like, share, or subscribe. And be well. You matter. The fact that you're here on earth, all of your struggles, all of your journey, all of your healing matter. It affects all of us. So thank you so much. And be well. Bye-bye.